but I'm having to do it. And the truth of the matter is that no one in the power structure is really doing anything to make it happen by saying, look, either you fight this man or you don't fight him. That's what needs to be said. We need someone to say, look, either you fight this man or you don't fight. You sit on that belt. You'll fight on some 1995 pay-per-view that some promoter has to put on and hope that it sells. But instead, these people, the powers that be will allow Juan Diaz, those kind of fights to be made, and then wonder why fans are turning away from boxing at a breakneck pace. I remember when boxing was the biggest sport on the planet. Back in the 70s, brother. Back in the 80s, man, you was talking, man, Wild World of Sports, NBC. Bruh, I was definitely, I watched the day that Aaron Davis, my dude, knocked out my dude, Mark Breed. I was watching. I was glued to the TV.
So what do you think has changed? Politics, the corruption?
Too much money, corruption, too much politics. You say that these people say that boxing is how they feed their family. No, that's not how you feed your family. How you feed your family is trying to control boxing. Put these guys out there. Let the best fighters fight each other. Make those great fights that used to get made. But do I think that fighters take their blame? Yes. Yes, there are fighters out there that need to take their blame. They ask for ungodly amounts of money for fights that don't deserve good. Here's my question. It should be a rule. If you stink the joint and it's your fault the joint is stink, you should have to get some of your money back.
I agree. They usually do that with guys who take a fall in the fight.
Yeah,
they take their purses.
Yeah, there's a law that's called the effort clause. There's effort. You got to make effort. You can't just go out and get hit and fall down and say, oh, he got me. If they don't feel like you tried, they will take your purse in the state of Florida. Yeah, my cousin said it best. They should have took Jesus Chavez's purse. But I really believe Jesus threw his knee. Now, I don't know if I think he threw his knee because I know Jesus to be a warrior. So I have to go by the fact that he is false. Everybody out there. My problem is this. When these guys, ain't nothing happened to them, and both of them in a fight, and they throw, and they land in single digits all around because they're so worried about getting hit. And this is a contact sport.
Shannon Briggs move like they did Charles Walker in basketball. You don't throw 20 punches around.
How can you expect for fans to love you when you don't have enough dignity and pride about the job you know what? America's in trouble. All the great heavyweights are no more. And it's trickling down the line. But not just in America. They're starting to build these guys up in every weight class. We see what has happened by padding records of guys in the heavyweight division. Now it's starting to trickle downhill. They say so goes the heavyweight division, so goes boxing, right?
Right.
I'm just saying though. And I'm so upset. I'm so upset that we, as fighters, and I consider myself a true fan, won't stand up and say, I ain't even watching that garbage. I'm not watching that garbage. No, thank you. Then you tell me who has the power. The networks ain't got as much power as they think. If the fans won't watch it. But the fans are so busy being fans of fighters that they can't be fans of fighting. They're such big fans of boxers that they aren't fans of boxing. They can love De La Hoya so much that they can allow him or allow whoever else it is to do whatever they want to do, all willy-nilly, and then say, oh, he get up, and then boxing suffers. So who is the fault? I fault the fans because the fans don't have to buy the garbage. If I don't like what's on my TV, what do I have the right to do?
Change the channel, baby.
Change the channel. If I don't like the way that somebody serves my food in a restaurant, what do I have the right to do? Don't go to the restaurant. Everybody's like, oh man, I'm going to boycott, then they go to a friend's house and watch it. Boycott the friend's house too. Start doing it the right way. This ain't me just saying this because I'm mad, because I'm doing pretty good for myself. I ain't begging nobody for nothing. I mean, I haven't even hung pictures in my house yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing okay. But what about the other guys that would like me, that are like me in the sense that they aren't going to make the $1 million, but they can make $500,000 if they got the fight, because they should have got getting it. See, a lot of people fail to realize something. Do you know there were so many sanctioning bodies in boxing?
They had disputes and they broke away from each other and then they started their own sanction body. No?
You really want to know why?
Tell us.
Okay. Back in the day, a champion, the ring type champion, the way the linear bull, could sit on the title and not fight. He could fight, pick and choose who he fought, basically. So what happened was some really good fighters weren't getting shots at the title. You got guys that were just really good fighters that weren't getting title shots. Why? Because they weren't with the right promoter, or they weren't with the right people in general. So these companies, these people got together and they said, you know what? Somebody must have had a decision and said, look, you got so much going on with these other guys. Let's have our own champion. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and so what they did was they had this belt, this belt, this belt, this belt. And while they had all these belts, now this guy is a champion. You gotta recognize him because he has a title that's sanctioned by this body. So if you really want to be considered a champion, you gotta fight this guy. And I'm gonna show you how much crap the linear belt is. The lineage was broken in 35 at 135 back when Shane Moulton and all these guys broke away. There was no linear champion in. So who do you get a linear belt to?
Who was on top at the time?
How? He didn't beat the next best guy in the division. He didn't beat the people's champion. Casamayor is no more the people's champion than my walls are black. People don't even like him. Now the people around him consider him those people's champion. But anybody with a brain in their head knows the best fighter in lightweight before they gave me my dessert was Diaz. I didn't just beat Diaz. I beat Diaz up. If you look at the fight on tape, the fight wasn't close as they made it. So that makes me the champion. But you got guys like Max Kellerman.
You don't like Maxine?
I'm not saying I don't like him. I don't like the stuff he says. I don't like the stuff that comes out of his mouth sometimes about the lineage. The lineage was broken so long and so many times. There's no way you can tell me that the lineage, you can't tell me the lineage of the lightweight division. If you can rightly tell me the lineage of the lightweight division, I'll show you where it was broken somewhere in there in the last 20 years. Casamayor, the lineage was broken when Diego didn't make weight. You give Casamayor the time because you want to fight over the weight fight? That's just my opinion. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm a little bit slow. You know, I get hit for a living. I mean, it's just what I do. You know, and I'm asking you. You have to ask yourself, what is in it for these guys to keep saying lineage? The lineage is broken. The lineage has been broken. Now it's not about the lineage, it's the very best guy in the division. I got three quarters of 4 belts. And I'll get the 4th anytime they want to make the fight. With anybody in the division. But sell tickets. And keep a promoter valid, they'll say he has the world champion. That's what I believe. You get what I'm saying? You got guys that work for De La Hoya that can't write for nobody else probably. They work for Golden Boy. I don't care what they say. If you work for Ring Magazine, you work for Golden Boy Productions. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't all their fighters be in the top 10? Perfect example. Just in case y'all missed this. Armando Santa Cruz. Did he or did he not beat Casamayor?
He whooped Casamayor.
He beat him down every round he could.
He beat him down every round, right?
sir.
But did he get the win?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So did he get a loss?
Not in my eyes.
Should he have went up in the ranking or down in the ranking?
Should have went up.
He should have went up?
He should have took Casamora's spot.
Right. But wait a minute. If he lost.
But he lost.
But he
But he
lost.
lost.
So he should have went down.
So he should have went down, right?
That's correct.
They took me out of the number 4 spot and put him in it.
Yeah, that's correct.
He's a De La Hoya fighter. I'm just saying. This ain't what somebody told me. I watched this. I looked at this. See, I got proof to what I'm saying. I'm not just saying something as an angry fighter. I'm using what they did against them. They, Green Magazine, which is a part of Golden Boy subsidiaries or whatever, removed me from a position I rightfully earned with wins and put him above me. But they're gonna do so much good for boxing. They're gonna make the right decisions for boxing. They're gonna make boxing great again. No, they're gonna make a lot of money for Golden Boy. Nothing for boxing. Because that's one thing I've learned. My money and your money, so different. I mean, you know better than I do that what you make for a living, what I make for a living has nothing to do with what he makes for a living. I mean, this man got hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, he has so much money that his children's children will never be poor. Why hurt what has made you this rich? Because your talent alone hasn't gotten you there. It had to be an avenue for you to get there. Why tear the road up? Why tear it up now? And I say that about any promotional company that's doing it. Why tear up something that has fed you, made you sleep in very nice beds and have homes in Puerto Rico and California and Mexico, wherever you got places to live. Now you take advantage of the very thing that was so good to you, even when you weren't so good to it. I mean, I guess I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. And I don't particularly, I don't particularly like bull. I don't particularly do foolishness. I believe in doing stuff the right way as much as I can. I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. But I try to do the best I can with what I got. And I fight the very best I can with what the gifts God has given me. You got guys, companies, people, saying Don King can't be dealt with. No, you can't be dealt with because you don't want to deal with it.